how I grew my SEO traffic by 300% through translations and patience. Can you guess how much of my traffic comes from the United States? Well, it's a whopping 14.53%. Whopping, you're like, that's not that much. And can you guess what country drives most of my traffic? Well, it isn't one. 28.07% comes from Brazil, 13.52% comes from India, 3.25% comes from United Kingdom, 2.63% comes from Germany, and the list goes on and on. Now you may think that most of my traffic is junk because it's not from the United States, but that's not the case. My ad agency, NP Digital, does marketing for companies globally. And some of the biggest startups and companies are coming out of these other regions. For example, Nubank, a publicly traded Brazilian fintech, is valued at roughly $18 billion on the New York Stock Exchange. Walmart, they bought the majority in India's Flipkart, which is their version of Amazon, for $16 billion back in 2018. There are countless examples of successful companies that have come out of regions outside of the United States. So intentionally, we don't focus all of our traffic on one region because at my ad agency, NP Digital, we want to help companies grow no matter what region they're in. And by generating traffic from multiple countries, it has allowed us to grow super fast. So fast that we're the 6th fastest growing ad agency in the world according to Adweek. So how do we grow our traffic so fast through SEO? Well, let me break it down as well as how you can do it too. First off, use hreflang. See, hreflang is a way in your code to tell search engines that certain pages of your website are for specific languages and country. That way, search engines know what pages to show up for specific users. Without that, you may have people going to the wrong section of your site. And let's say you have some content in Spanish and some content in English. You don't want some person who only speaks Spanish to read your English content. You're not really going to get any conversions. That's why you need to use hreflang. Here's an example of the hreflang code that you would place within the head section of your website if you're targeting people in Mexico who speak Spanish. Second, I want you to pick regions that you want to expand to fast. We base our expansions based on Google ad spend in different countries, and the countries with the most ad spend is typically the regions we want to be because we're a marketing agency. If people are spending money on Google and Facebook, it usually means they have money to spend at NP Digital. You also may look at things like population or GDP. Once you have a list of countries that you want to target, prioritize them in order, as it'll be a lot of work to go after all the regions at first, so you want to pick one to start off with, maybe 2 or 3 if you have a big budget. Once you have the regions that you want to target, you then want to go to Google Translate and type in some of your most popular keywords that you want to target in your primary language. So for example, I target the term digital marketing. When I translate it from English, right, which is what I would put into Google Translate and ask them, hey, what's a Portuguese version? It comes back with marketing digital. You will then want to head to Ubersuggest and type in these newly translated keywords within Ubersuggest. But don't forget to select the correct language and country in Ubersuggest before you click that search button. You'll then get a laundry list of keywords that you can potentially target like this. Third, you want to start creating content around these keywords. And don't worry, if you don't speak the language that you're trying to translate your content into, all you have to do is to go to sites like Upwork, where you can hire writers that speak your language as well as many other languages that you're going after. And when they write content, it's really important that you provide them with a keyword list. Don't force them to use all of them, because if it doesn't sound natural, the content's not going to do well. It just needs to be naturally integrated. But you're going to give them these keywords so that way they have a rough understanding of what to write the content around. And the reason you want them to translate and transcribe it is they got to adapt it to that local culture. Fourth, post the content on your site. And again, don't forget to put the hreflang code within your head file. That way, search engines and browsers know what page is for what people. And once the content is up, it's not enough. You have to promote it. So take the same person that you hired on Upwork and have them do outreach for links within that country. So you would take a few of your competitors within those regions. If you aren't sure who they are, just search for the translated versions of those keywords on Google and it'll show you sites in those regions. If you put those URLs into the backlink report in Ubersuggest, it'll show you all the people who link to them. And then from there, you'll want to send emails explaining to them why your content's better, why it adds more value, why they should link to it. In essence, you need to give them a good reason to link to you. If you're not better than the competition, they're probably not going to take the time and effort to link to you. And if you can't find the email address of those site owners, just use tools like Hunter.io when you can get those email addresses for free. And last but not least, I want you to promote the content via pay ads. Run a bit of Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, or even Google ads. $100 goes a long way and it'll bring you more awareness within those regions. You combine all of that and now your traffic will go drastically within those regions. If you need help with your international SEO and you just want my team to do it for you, check out my ad agency, NP Digital. If you also have any questions, leave a comment below. I'm here to help. If you enjoyed the video, like it, share it, tell people about it. Thank you very much.